And hello and welcome everyone to the comic multiverse where the worlds of nerd meet. I am your very, very sunburnt host, Cape Joel. And if all went well, when this episode opened up, you got a little extra special treat there to commemorate this being our 150th episode. Matt and I figured, hey, what are the only worlds we haven't conquered yet as a podcast? We went from just audio to video and audio, maybe music intro. Yeah, other shows have that. Let's do that, and then in the future, let's make it a live show or something.
Yeah, music intro with video.
Oh shit, man, we're in Star Trek times now. The future is now, and it is us. We are all things. We are this close to being our own Black Mirror episode. They flew too close to the sun, Joel and Matt, trying to incorporate too many things into their show. But, yeah, as I mentioned at the top of the show, I had the very dumb idea to try and get out of the house this week and get some sun because I'm going away on a trip in the next couple weeks, and I didn't want to look like a mayonnaise ghoul, as I normally do. And I'm like, oh, this is so nice, sitting by the pool, being outside. This is great. I'm so comfortable.
Oh, no.
Sun. Wakes up 2 hours later, and I am just scorched all over my body. I don't know if you can tell in this light, but it's not enough that I was burnt. I burnt unevenly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, my gut right now looks like a big smiley face because I fell asleep like this, like as I do on planes and buses. So I just look like a smiley face. I look like a crazy, like I'm a human hamburger, and those are my scorch lines.
That's great. That's great.
It is, and it was just a moment of like, and this is why you don't go outside, Joel, because the sun burns your pasty form. Return to the internet. Why don't you? And I knew this was going to happen too, because this happens to me every summer. I got to burn a little bit first before I can actually tan like a normal person.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. The minute I go out in the sun, I just turn red.
Mm-hmm. And so, me last night, just with the cooling aloe, ow. Won't make that mistake, everyone. You see, I got too comfortable. I got too complacent. Never get too complacent, be it on the internet or in real life. Because sooner or later, you'll get burnt. And a perfect example of this, and a perfect segue, you know who got complacent, Matt? Actually, they didn't, but, Vertigo.
Vertigo got complacent.
They got complacent. They thought they would always be here. No, Vertigo didn't get complacent at all, actually. What happened to Vertigo was a real sad case of corporate fuckery when we break it down. But yes, if you didn't hear the news this week, DC Comics, Warner Brothers, AT&T, whoever the powers even are at this point, made it official that they are pulling the plug on the Vertigo imprint, one of the most historic imprints for comics that gave us Scalped, Swamp Thing, Fables, Animal Man, all those Neil Gaiman books and everything. Yep, it is dead now.
Yeah, it's really sad as well, because this was basically DC's original Black Label, if you will. Yes, it was where all their harder edge books, and it's where I discovered stuff like Constantine in there and everything, and Sandman, stuff like that. And so to see it go away, to be around for 26 years.
Oh yeah.
And then just disappear because reasons.
Exactly, reasons. That's the thing. We always say that jokingly, but in this situation, it really is true, because it looked like DC didn't know what to do with Vertigo for years, because they got rid of Karen Berger, then they got rid of her replacement, and then it was just kind of in this weird no man's land for a little bit, where I think it was 8 months ago, we talked about them being all excited because they're like, oh, we got a new rollout of brand new Vertigo books. It's a brand new Vertigo universe. And, oh, hey, what was the first book out of that? Oh, Border Town. We're really excited about Border Town. Oh, the writer is a huge sleaze and a massive embarrassment. Fuck. We put so much time and money into that shit. Okay. But you're going to love our next one, though. Second Coming from Mark Russell. Oh, he's so funny and he's so, intelligent and such a great satirist. Oh, what's that? Right-wing Christians are boycotting us and getting really pissy at us on Twitter. Oh no, cancel the whole thing. Make him take it somewhere else.
Yeah, and that's doing great business for that company he took it to as well.
I want to read it even more now because it's got the added caveat of like, ooh, it's the book, the religious fundamentalist didn't want you to read. I'm like, cool, I can get behind that.
Yeah,
Which, again, hey, Warner Brothers DC, all you had to do was lean into that, and all those sales could have been yours. Which, like, no, we're scared now.
Yeah, no, they didn't want free money.
DC in general, and again, this is another thing I read, and here's 2 words in a sentence I never thought I would say. What is it? I think it was like a Bleeding Cool article that was actually kind of poignant because the person actually seemed to really care about Vertigo. And they're like, the writing's kind of been on the wall for a bit for the company with all these, false starts, all these, shakeups and firings, and also the fact that the way he described it as a more puritanical regime at Warner Brothers and DC right now, which explains, the scuttling of Batman's dong in Batman Damned, the canceling before it even got out the door of Mark Russell's Second Coming book, and now just like, well, we can't have Vertigo because it's too challenging.
Yeah, it's all very strange what they're doing with that, because they did that, and I think on the same day they also announced like their new that like young adult line that they've just recently started. They like announced like all the books that are coming for that and everything, so it's like, not very good timing.
It's confusing too, because obviously, the powers that be tried to get out there, and they'd be like, no, we're getting rid of the Vertigo name, but the books you can still read. We're just consolidating everything under the DC umbrella now. And they're like, okay, well, what constitutes everything? Is that also Bendis's Wonder Comics? Is that in there too? Well, DC Black Label's not going anywhere. You still got books coming up there. Well, that. And what about all these young adult books and stuff like that? Oh, well, that becomes DC Kids or DC Zoom or whatever. We don't know. What about those new Young Animal books that are coming out too? Or one new animal book, which is Doom Patrol. What about that? Is that just coming out? Well, it's a thing.
Well, that's the thing. They could have like just shuttled everything that was under the Vertigo brand into the Black Label brand. That would give it a bit more variety than what it actually is at the moment, and actually have content for it coming out at a regular interval, not having to wait, 3 months until the next book or something.
And not just stuff that's all Batman or stuff written by famous Batman writers.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I think this reeks of a much bigger problem, and that is DC doesn't know what to do with any of their imprints.
No, they have too many. Because they always create, they've got like the normal one, Black Label, Wonder Comics, Zoom.
Which some of those are gone now. Some of those we'll have to wait and see now what actually survived the culling here. But the article I read said that there's going to be 3 tiers now of DC books. DC Kids, which is obviously like all the 6 and up stuff. Regular DC, which is like what you read week to week on the shelves. And then Black Label, which is all the adult stuff. But Black Label, which currently is only like 2 books.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And all the old books that were fine and were for all ages, but have now been put into Black Label.
Yeah, slapped with the Black Label logo so they can sell. This is a new edition. It's not really. It's just a new logo.
It's just a mess. Everything about this makes me unhappy. Everything about it is just a mess. It
makes me happy that like Marvel don't do that. They just have Marvel Comics. That's all. Yep. They don't have like a young adult one, or like they don't have like Max anymore or anything.
Yeah, it's all Marvel Comics. Yeah. One time we had Ultimate Comics, but then we got rid of Ultimate Comics. But Ultimate Comics had a really good run.
But yeah, and that was just one extra brand. It wasn't branching out into like young adults, and this one's like for people who want to be creative but can only be creative with Iron Man.
We also just didn't give every like celebrity writer their own imprint to appease them. Which, I'm sorry, but come on, Wonder Comics, Young Animal, that's what it was. Ooh, you're a celebrity in something else.
Jinx.
Here's a whole imprint just for you to do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we want to keep you happy and keep you sweet and keep you writing for us and everything. But then they even go and throw that out the window. It's like, oh, well, Grant Morrison says he wants to write something in the main continuity. Will he pay attention to modern continuity? No, not really. He'll just do whatever he wants. Shouldn't that be a Black Label book instead? It should be, but it won't be. You see the problem here, yes. And what about DCC's Tom Taylor? He's really great, isn't he? Oh, he's wonderful. He wrote those digital books everyone loved. Hey, this story's kind of dark and sort of horrific. Shouldn't it be Black Label? It should be, but it won't be.
Yeah, it won't be. And we'll get to Black Label because we've got a Black Label book to talk about. And there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about it and see what your thoughts are.
This is another perfect segue. Speaking of celebrity writers and now moving over to Marvel, we had reported last week that we assumed with all the cryptic artwork that Alex Ross was putting out there that they were going to be doing some kind of comic continuation of the Sam Raimi movies, because they were doing this thing where it's like, ooh, 4 and a web. Ooh, is this the 4th thing? Then the next day it was a 3 and a web, then a 2 and a 1. And it was eventually announced that, no, actually, it's not a continuation of the Raimi movies. Instead, it's a brand new Spider-Man book to be penned by famous director and mystery box enthusiast J.J. Abrams and his kid.
Yeah, and his kid with artist Sarah Pichelli, who did Superior Iron Man.
And the Miles Morales books in the Ultimate Universe. She's great and a nice lady. If you ever meet her at cons, she'll talk to you. She's just the sweetest thing. But J.J. Abrams and his kid writing a comic. I wish my daddy was big in Hollywood and I could write a Spider-Man book whenever I wanted to, but no, my daddy does drywall and taping, and the most he ever got me was office supplies that we took from places that didn't need them anymore.
It is funny that it comes after he just his company just sealed a deal with Warner Brothers and stuff like that. So and now he's writing a Marvel comic which is owned by Disney. I think that's pretty funny.
What big dick energy on you, J.J. Abrams. I can do whatever I want. I am the Abrams lens flare.
Hey, if this means if he's pretty good at it and the book sells really well, hopefully we'll get other books, not just from Marvel, but maybe some DC stuff from him as well.
This used to be way more common. Of course, I am reminded of when Kevin Smith, at the zenith of his fame, wrote some Daredevil and wrote some Green Arrow and everything. This used to be pretty common for people in the realm of movies and other things to come and write comic books. I guess it still happens. The Soka sisters, of course, Canada's favorite horror twins, wrote that Black Widow book for a bit, but they're not J.J. Abrams level. I love them to death and they're local treasures, but they're not like, oh god, J.J. Abrams, I know that. It's funny too, even this countdown he mystery boxed us, he fucking Cloverfielded us with it. We all wanted to see what it was about, and we all thought it was the movie, and then it wasn't, and then we're like, well, this is okay, I guess.
I'm intrigued. He says he's introducing a new villain. I didn't catch the name of the villain. He did say it, but I didn't know what it was.
I don't remember either. All I read it was, J.J. Abrams and his kid. I'm like, okay, I guess it's a take your son to work day. That's all right. That's okay, I guess. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see who does most of the writing. Whether JJ is just on there just for name recognition.
That's true, yeah, where it's like who actually does most of the writing on this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's an interesting story. I'll definitely review issue 1, although I definitely feel we're at the point now where it's like, are there too many Spider-Man books? We got Amazing, Friendly Neighborhood, Superior, Miles's book, the Ghost Spider book that's coming out.
Yes, Symbiote Spider-Man. Spider-Man Through the Years by Chip Zdarsky.
That's right. So that's 7-8 books.
Yes, it's rivaling X-Men level.
That's quite a lot of Spider-Man books. Heck, he's even got tie-ins for War of Realms going on right now. Now, in the defense of all these books, most of them have been really good.
Yeah, they have.
I'm just saying that's a lot of Spider-Man. I guess there's a Spider-Man for every taste out there, but still, man, that's a lot of Spider-Man. At some point, you got to figure, are you spreading yourself a little too thin?
Yeah.
I guess that's just classic marketing, though, right there, where it's like, will there ever be a perfect Spider-Man book that will please everyone? Maybe not, but there can be perfect Spider-Man books, plural, a book for everybody and a book for every taste.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the Abrams story, everyone. We'll be sure to follow this one closer as it develops. And speaking of the overlap between superheroes and Hollywood, hot damn, Matt, we were just segueing the fuck all over the place this week.
This is the most segues we've ever done, I think.
Bring us your crowns, for we are the Segway Kings. We sit on a throne of skulls, close to the blood fountain. I don't know why the Segway Kings are also Barbarian Kings, but it's just situated.
Hand in hand, you know.
Gotta go that way. But yes, on to the actual news here and not just me goofing. Batman, for the first time ever, will be getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. That's not to be confused with actors who have played Batman who have had stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This is Batman, the character.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took this long.
Me too. Well, here's the thing about that. So, when you get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they make it sound like they're giving it to you for a lifetime of achievement. That's not really true.
No.
They're giving you the option to buy a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for about $30,000 American, or about one Brian Michael Bendis comic.
Yeah.
So, you know, I guess if DC and Warner Brothers had some spare change sitting around and they're like, this will be good for our brand, this will be good for the optics to have Batman have a star on the Walk of Fame. Yeah,
this will take notice of the Batman issue 73. This will take notice of that.
Yeah, they needed some good, positive, uplifting news. My thing for when you get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame is I would ask, okay, who am I next to, though? Who will I be next to forever?
Yeah, where on the street am I?
Yeah, exactly. Because, you know, a certain American president right now has a star on the Walk of Fame that goes endlessly defaced for obvious reasons. I would not want to be next to that star because I feel like some of the paint and feces might get onto my star, and I wouldn't want that.
You should be like Muhammad Ali, who's the only person who has the Hollywood star on a wall in
That's right.
in the stadium where he fought what's his name?
Joe Frazier.
Yeah.
See, he did it right there. Muhammad Ali was thinking on that one. That's how you do it. Yes, I will take the star, but let me put it somewhere else.
Yeah, he didn't want anyone walking over him.
No. I think, too, the way they get you with that is that you pay the $30,000 for it, and if I'm not mistaken, and I could very well be talking out my ass on this one, I think they also get you for upkeep on the star, too, like you have to pay to maintain it.
Of course.
So it's actually like a very ingenious Hollywood Tinseltown shakedown operation. Because you have to imagine some guy like, you know, if MC Hammer got a star on the Walk of Fame, it's like, oh yeah, $30,000, whatever, I'm spending freely. Oh God, I don't have money anymore. What am I going to do to upkeep the star? Am I going to have to go out there with the Windex and the paper towels to clean it up? I'm pretty sure MC Hammer does not have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Could be wrong, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
They seem to give them out to just anybody.
They do.
And now Batman will be that anybody.
Yeah, so who will be coming to accept it and give the speech?
A very good question, yeah, because so many actors have played him over the years, so many actors have voiced him. Are they going to get just like Jim Lee to do it? You know, who are they going to get? Are they going to make a big deal about it?
Yeah.
Get Denny O'Neil to do it. Everyone loves and respects Denny O'Neil. Get him to do it.
Yeah, he's a nice man.
He is, absolutely. Also, all I can think, too, is Batman getting a star on the Walk of Fame. Please tell me that star is in, like, a creepy, dimly lit alley.
Oh, you know someone's going to come by and just scatter pearls across it or something.
Exactly. Who's going to be the first
one murder someone on it or something?
Or to every year leave a solitary red rose there and look angrily up at the night sky. Why? I'm going to be that guy. You know, if I ever end up going to Hollywood, and God willing, one day I will, either for Comic-Con or, you know, a holiday or something, I want to be that guy. I want to get a single red rose and leave that all about. Next year in Hollywood, Matt, for a live comic multiverse, we'll do all that stupid shit. What other things can we do in Hollywood? What other trouble can we get up to?
Oh, we can get up to all sorts of trouble there.
We could go to Planet Hollywood and be like, yes, I would like to meet Mr. Hollywood, please, for whom the restaurant is named.
I want one of those fancy crew jackets.
Exactly. Oh, man, Jim, I'm sure you hang out in Hollywood enough. I'm sure you can. Oh, imagine how great the pawn shops in Hollywood must be.
Oh, they'd be really great.
I will take one golden record, one daytime Emmy, and what else do you got there? You got any adult film awards back there? Oh, we have several Woodies.
Yes, we have too many. They're on clearance in that bin.
just look whatever is in the bin. Just take it. Okay, sure. Well,
yeah, miscellaneous wards bin.
Oh, yeah, we joke, but that's gotta be a thing. How many hard-up celebrities sold their awards for drugs and shit? Get some Super Bowl rings in there. But don't get OJ's Super Bowl ring, though.
He'll come for you.
He's
on Twitter now.
He is, which means OJ is watching all the time. Man, I was not brave enough to follow OJ, as I mentioned last week, but I hope he gets Instagram next, and it's like, oh, here's what I ate today. And I'm like, man, I really want to know what OJ's eating. See, that's the thing. Twitter OJ, a little too much for me. Instagram OJ, definitely.
Post-murder feast.
I want his, like, feed to be super wholesome, where it's like, oh, here's a dog I pet today.
I'm sure it is.
Here I am, feeding the ducks in the park. Nothing murderous about me. Now, if I did it, by which I mean get some ice cream, I would get mint chip. Just that's all of his posts. Boy, I really killed today at the putt-putt golf course. Man, I'm such a murderer when I killed my friend in Mortal Kombat. I killed the shit out of it. Boy, I was so good. Hey, look, here I am with Kato Kalin again.
Yes, he's living in my pool house.
Again. You didn't think he would, but apparently he's hard up for places to stay. Oh, that's what we got to do, Matt. If we go to Hollywood, we got to get Kato Kalin to come and talk to us. Apparently you can just book him whenever.
Oh, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Is he on Cameo? Apparently everyone is on Cameo now.
Hey, Rob Liefeld is. We can book him.
I saw he was on there. You know what? I should cameo Rob Liefeld and be like, hey, Joel, sorry I bumped into you at New York Comic Con and never said sorry. That actually happened. He bumped me. And I'm like, hey, man. And we had a moment of like, do I know you? And he's like, I don't know. Do I know you? Because like I had reviewed one of his books and gave it a shitty score because of course I did. And we had a moment of like, do I know you? Do I like you? I don't know. Do I know you? And then like his wife tapped him and said, hey, let's get the hell out of here.
That was the moment he came up with Major X.
At that very moment, just to spite me. That's official canon now. That's real. You gotta go to the Wikipedia page and you gotta say he came up with this. Cape Joel is the basis for Major X. He wears a red shirt just like he does. You can't say that's not true. That's true. Put that on the TV Tros page. Then make a Comic Multiverse TV Tros page while you're at it, everyone. Matt and I legally can't do it. You fans have to do it and populate it with things. I figure after 150 episodes, Matt, we deserve it.
We do.
Do you believe that, Matt? We've done this show for 150 episodes. There's almost as many episodes of this show as there are original Pokemon.
Wow. And
then you think like we did this show for like another 150 episodes under a different name at Name Redacted. So like this has been like 4 years of our life altogether, and we've rarely ever missed a show. No,
very rarely. If we have, we've made up for it with something.
Yeah, we've had good reason. But so believe it or not, we actually have more news. That was a good rant. That was a good tangent. But so Ray Winstone has apparently been cast in Black Widow. No one knows what he's playing yet, though.
He's playing the Black Widow.
Swerve. You expected a lady, but it's actually Ray Winstone.
Yeah, in the cat suit.
He went on the all bean diet to get in there. He went on that Holly Berry Catwoman diet. Which, man, that's brave, and you got to respect a man of his age to slip into that much black spandex. Good on him. I'll even call it #brave.
Yeah, it's so brave.
#brave.
It's interesting how they're taking this new Black Widow.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird new direction, but I guess, after Endgame, they really do have to, kind of, blow up the concept and really blow people's minds, where it's like, I went in there assuming it to be the actress lady from all the other movies, but no, it was actually Ray Winstone.
It was a middle-aged British man.
It's the damnedest thing. What's even funnier is that Johansson was in the movie too, actually, but playing a completely different character.
She was playing Ray Winstone's character.
Again, they just switched scripts and no one told them to switch back. It was the damnedest thing. I was fine with it, though. But yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you cast Ray Winstone. He's got to be a villain of some variety.
Yeah, gangster or some double agent guy thing. Yeah.
It's his wheelhouse. I'm going to guess he's like the male dude running the Red Room experiments.
Yeah, or like an agent who knows of the information about the Red Room or something.
Something like that. But yeah, interesting casting news for that one. And apparently Marvel casting news was all over the place this week because we also had word that apparently Marvel has been courting or chasing or stalking, however you want to put it, Keanu Reeves for a while now for a role in anything.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. He's coming back at the moment.
He's like the hottest commodity in Hollywood right now. I don't know what you would want him to play. A lot of people are like, oh, he should be Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say Silver Surfer, but I went like out of there and went like cast him as J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, a young well, I guess he's not that young.
As well as it's like completely opposite of his like personality as well.
Because he's normally so chill and so easygoing. What if he played the ultimate tight ass, completely, angry, blowing a blood vessel all the time? Yeah, let's see Keanu when he gets angry.
Another one I said is like he really loves motorbikes and loves driving them. Cast him as Johnny Blaze.
That's fine too. Whoa,
an old Johnny Blaze.
I'm the spirit of vengeance. Whoa. What am I going to do about this? Spirit? Although I guess he was kind of the spirit of vengeance in John Wick, wasn't he?
Kinda, yeah.
I do like him as the Silver Surfer, though, because he does, even like when he's trying to play human, he has this cold, inhuman affect that would actually work really well for the Silver Surfer. It's like, I've done everything I can to try and save your world. Galactus' will is final.
He kind of played Silver Surfer in that Day the Earth Stood Still remake.
That's right, he was
which was directed by Doctor Strange director Scott Derrickson.
All right, then. There you go. I like it. Keanu Reeves for Silver Surfer. We're starting that rumor here and now.
It's already started.
Yeah. Actually, is he young enough? Because I think I saw this too. Or is he old enough? Put a little gray in his hair. Could he be Reed Richards?
I'd actually love to see that.
Yeah, put a little gray in his hair. Because again, I think he could bring something to the Reed Richards character. He's absent-minded because he's so interested in science and everything that he ignores his family because he's so laser-focused. Yeah, I think you could build an interesting cast around that, actually. Get an interesting female counterpart for him to bounce off of, and then, you just got to cast the Thing in the Human Torch.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty cool. Yeah, and he rocks the beard very well as well.
He can wear a beard, so we'll finally have beardy Reed Richards. Where did those other Fantastic Four movies go wrong? No beard on Reed Richards.
That's why they failed. That's why they failed.
People want a beardy Reed Richards.
Kevin Feige even said that. They failed because they didn't have the beard.
Just like people want a Storm with a mohawk, people want a Reed Richards with a beard. A great big bushy beard. All right, there you go, Matt. We fixed it. We cast him for Marvel.
There we go. Yeah, royalties, please.
Royalties, please, because, of course, every person who talks about comics online are paid off by Marvel and Disney, so, we'll expect our checks in the mail, please.
Yes.
If the bribery check is late this month again, I tell you what.
Yeah, I'm only going to give that movie a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, that'll show you I play hardball. I'm very upset because I didn't get invited to Galaxy's Edge when everyone else did. Man, I'm sure you've seen that viral clip going around.
Yes, and I saw Rich Evans react to it as well.
Pretty solid, because literally it's like, so everything you guys do in that like nerd crew bit is like very, very accurate.
Oh yeah. They prove what's even funny is that it wasn't Red Letter Media who proved it. It was the people who were parodying, proving it to them.
Yes. Which, man, here's, like I've mentioned it before, I can't actually watch those Nerd Crew videos from Red Letter Media.
They're too real.
They're too real and too accurate, and like it actually kind of hurts how accurate they are.
Oh, it does. It totally does.
And like, I'll admit it, like one of the dirty secrets of if you want to be a YouTuber, if you want to work online, you kind of got to play ball and you kind of got to do that sometimes. And you might not like it, but maybe you got a bill to pay. Maybe you want to make some good inroads with people. But man, when you make it that obvious and just being like, "Yep, this is what it is," I'm just like, "Oh, it hurts my soul."
Yep.
Like, I'm more uncomfortable watching this than I am watching any horror movie. Because it's like, hey, man, this is your business. This is the job you do. Which, hey, speaking of other YouTubers and other content creators, what is it, acting badly? Who's the woman who was making the rounds this week because she was saying that Toy Story was, what is it, socialist propaganda?
Yeah, fuck, what's her name? Fucking Grace Randolph.
Grace Randolph. Here's the thing. I can remember for years, like the first time I saw her was on Spill, back when Spill was a thing and back when they were like at the same thing. And I'm like, man, people give this Grace Randolph lady a hard time. It must be rough being a woman content creator on YouTube. And then in the last couple of years, I'm like, oh no. Oh, you suck though. Oh, okay. Oh, it's fine to not like you because you genuinely suck, and now you're trying to dog whistle all the worst kind of people to keep yourself relevant. All right, then. Yeah, I'm glad I never...
She also hates Marvel, even though she worked for it, and it's obvious that she got, let go from them, and so she's kind of pissed at that.
We rarely talk about other content creators, but I thought that made a nice little, circle of like, man, I'm glad I'm not that. If I start doing that, someone please tell me.
Yes, take the internet from me.
Please take my internet away. Please give me a firm kick in the ass. I have this deal set up with a few other content creators who I like and respect. I'm like, hey, if I ever start acting like this, please tell me. Because I think we can also attest, Matt, other YouTubers and other content creators, they reach a certain point and a certain level of fame where they just completely break with reality.
Oh, yeah. They bring out the "do you know who I am" lines at places and stuff like that.
It's way too common. And tell you what, if you like this conversation, you like this little insight into the world of YouTube and content creation and being an internet personality, you should check out my panel coming this July 6th at the Geektopia Con in Vancouver, where I will be dishing on all the secrets of YouTube. And yes, I will film it, so if you can't actually make it there, you can see it. But I'd love it if you would be there.
That'd be awesome.
Tickets are still available. See, again,
there's so many tickets.
So many tickets for my panel. It's 3:30. I don't want to perform to an empty room. Again. Actually, a big shout out to our friend Jonathan out there. He'll know who he is. He's from there, and he did say that he did buy a ticket. He will be there. I'm like, thank you, Jonathan, if nothing else.
Nice. You should try and get in contact with Bethesda and see if you can hire their crowds.
Oh, yeah. They do good work, don't they?
You'll like come out of the stage and they'll just be like people just cheering and shouting. It's like, I gotta go, people.
See, the trick is I also need to ply them with booze a little bit for like the first couple hours.
Yeah.
And also tell them they have to do it.
Yeah, they'll get free loot boxes or something. I don't know.
Or something. I don't know. Boy, that only got worse as time went on, like when you could actually see the conference from other angles, where it's like, man, they really went out of their way to try and cover their asses on this.
Mm-hmm.
E3's just changed so much now that they've opened it to the public and everything, and now that Sony's not showing up, I think this might be the beginning of the end for E3, this show this year.
Yeah, I think it is. Everyone's just going to start dumping everything online, do their own live streams. It costs less.
It does. Like, again, from a business standpoint, makes sense. You might as well do it. Nintendo had the right idea. Just friggin' do directs.
Yeah.
Do direct. Beam it right to my console and be like, all right, here's what we want you to buy.
Yeah.
Buy the thing. Buy all the things. And with that, everyone, we can actually hop into what we read this week.
Yeah.
What did I read this week? Let me get my list up. I actually managed to cover a lot of things. I might actually finish my pile this week. Then someone said, "Hey, Joel, you missed Venom from last week." I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
I'm so happy. I finished my reviews on all of my back issues of Star Wars. So like they're like all done. So like I'm moving on to like my Marvel and DC stuff now.
Yeah. Here's hoping next week isn't too big, because again, as I said, I'm going away and I don't want to have a lot to have to catch up on.
It's meh. I've already looked at what's coming next week. There's a lot of series that are like ending, so that's good.
War of Realms is ending, so There you go. which we might have a little bit of respite until Absolute Carnage starts. We get to do this dance all over again.
No, then DC start up their like Doom War stuff.
Right, of course. Is that what they're actually calling it now? Is that actually being a full thing?
I think Justice League parentheses Doom War, I think.
Is that going to be an event, or is that just going to be a thing in the Justice League book?
I'm pretty sure it's an... I think it's one of those things where it's like, you can read these books, but you don't have to, but then, like, you're probably going to have to.
Because it's getting confusing with DC, because it's like, all right, here's, year, month, day of the villain.
Yeah.
And like, is this an event? No, but it's a bunch of tie-ins spinning out of Justice League. Oh, okay, do I need to read these to know what's going on in Justice League? Probably not, but...
Yeah, but if you want the full story, you have to kind of read them. It's like, but there's so many of them.
Yeah, also it's taking over everything for the next couple months, so you're going to have to read it anyway.
Yeah.
Even stories that surprises you that it's taking over, where it's like, really? Okay.
Yeah.
But let's talk about what we read this week, Matt. Everyone, it was a big week.
It was. Let's start with Batman issue 73.
So I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It sure did feel good to get out of the rain. In the desert, Batman can't remember your name. Boy, I went a long way to make that Tom Petty joke.
But it's so true, though.
Kind of fitting, because Thomas Wayne sings for like 65% of this book.
This is like, I want to say the 4th or 5th time this has happened during Tom King's run, where he has a character for a whole issue recite a poem, recite like a quote or like a song.
Yep. And
think it's intelligent, or, insightful, even if it doesn't make any sense with the actual what actually is happening in the book.
Or it's like, yes, the Iliad. Yes, Yeats. What does he mean by this? What is the reference? This old Russian fairy tale. Here it's like he just sings Home on the Range.
Yeah.
Home on the Range doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it tangentially ties into home, which is kind of where Thomas Wayne wants to go or wants to create again, but you're kind of stretching here.
Yeah. It's like, and then you get like the idea of like, Home on the Range, that's kind of like, the Western song is like, they're in the desert, that he thinks these things tie together somehow.
And he's riding a horse, even though it's like, shouldn't he be riding a camel through the desert, not a horse?
Yeah. Well, we had this with the other arc where they went through the desert with Batman and Catwoman. They weren't riding they were riding horses.
And camels are hard to draw.
Yeah.
So it's a horse. But yeah, so after Batman got beaten up by Bane in the previous issue, but we thought Batman only imagined getting beaten up by Bane because all of his sidekicks and Alfred said he was going crazy and none of that really happened. But clearly it did happen because he's here now with his dad.
Yeah, who is going against Bane? Helping Batman now?
Or maybe he's not. We don't know.
Yeah, or maybe that was his whole plan, to go against Bane and get his son. And then this might be a dream as well.
Yeah, because everything feels like it could be a dream now in this book.
Oh, God. And yeah, they go through the desert and he fights ninjas. Ra's al Ghul is now alive in this book because I'm sure someone told Tom King he's alive now. And they have to get to the Nain pit, which they talk about in like the weirdest sentences.
They really do. A brand new style of pit that Tom King has pulled out of his ass for this story. Used to be, you just had the Lazarus pit, and the Lazarus pit had rules that every comic fan knew, and every writer, was sure to stick to those rules. But now we have the Nain pit, a brand new pit that we have invented with no rules, where we can do whatever the hell we want.
Well, the thing is, we haven't got the rules yet, and we probably won't, because this is Tom King. He doesn't give rules for anything.
Well, again, I'm going to assume that we create a brand new pit so we don't have to follow the rules of the old pit.
Yeah, it'll be a pit that has the opposite rules of the Lazarus pit, so like anything can work in it, and it doesn't make people insane or something.
It's a super pit. It can also resurrect you if you're a skeleton.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, this is really because as we learn, he's been carting this coffin behind the horse as well, and Bruce learns that it's his mother, Martha Wayne. But which one is? It's not Flashpoint Martha. It's not the Joker.
That universe got destroyed.
Yeah, and he didn't pull any coffin or anything through the. However, he survived.
That we know of.
So it has to be, like Bruce's Martha, which would mean she's just like bone, or not even bones, probably like just dust.
Yeah, who's been dead for decades. Furthermore, Thomas wants to resurrect her. Hey Tommy, let me tell you this. If you resurrected her, she wouldn't fucking know who you are, because you're like 2 decades older than her at this point, and a crazy weirdo murderer. This plan is not going to work how you think it's going to.
No. Again, this plan is so this is what's gonna get Batman to stop being Batman. Like, why wasn't this the plan from the beginning?
By rebuilding you a new happy family. And Batman is totally cool with this, by the way.
Oh yeah, I think I called that as well, like a couple of episodes ago on this. I think when we were talking about that big thing that Tom King wants to bring back, or like change in Batman, I said he's going to bring back the family, and he's doing that. He's doing that.
Furthermore, I think we said, for what reason would you bring back Batman's family? That seems like completely reductive. Well, unless Bane wants him to bring back his family so he can murder them again in front of him.
Yeah, he'll murder them again, and then we'll get some line about how Bane was actually behind the original murder or something.
I bet you $5 right here, right now, 5 friggin' comic multiverse fun bucks, that's what's gonna happen. Bane was like, aha, and this was part of my plan all along. This is why I was working with Thomas, because I knew he would resurrect your mother using this brand new pit that was just concocted, and by doing so I could kill them in front of you and beat you fully completely, because I am Bane and behind everything.
Yeah, Bane's in the coffin.
Oh, Bane pops out, boo, it's me.
We get
almost like that.
We get glossed over the fact as well that like the last issue we saw Batman get his back broken again by Bane, and we get glossed over the fact that like, oh, Bruce just got like healed in like a couple of days, even though like when that first happened to Bruce, he was like out of action for like months.
Well, his father is a doctor, and he did say, "You'll heal, son. You'll heal."
Oh, that makes it all better.
Naturally.
That makes it all better.
That makes it. He's a super spinal surgeon, as well as being like a super cool Batman. What annoyed me about this too, on top of all the regular stuff that annoyed me, is that it rubbed up against an interesting idea for a second when Thomas is fighting the ninjas, and he's like, "Oh, I'm Batman now," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." He came to this world to take, the weight off his son. I'll be Batman because I'm old and I'm going to die anyway. And because Tom King has basically already said that being Batman is tantamount to, being suicidal. So we'll just let his old dad do it anyway. But no, Bruce puts his mask on anyway at the end, and now we have a Batman.
That will really confuse me, because like up until this point, we've heard from like Bane and everything, and Thomas say like he wants his son to stop being Batman. Like he hates that his son is Batman for some reason, even though that's not how it was in the button and everything.
And he brought his mask with him though.
Yeah, he brought his mask and allows his son to like put it on and be Batman. I'm like, why? Like, you want him to stop being it, but you let him do that.
Does Tom King forget what he wrote 5 seconds ago? Does he have like a goldfish attention span?
Yes, I know he does.
Like I don't think like this is like too much of like a complaint to be like, but you said this not 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it would be one thing where it's like, oh, but Thomas Wayne contradicts himself. He's a hypocrite. Yeah, but everyone contradicts themselves and is a hypocrite in this book. Yeah, that's life, isn't it? Everyone contradicts themselves and everyone's a hypocrite. Yeah,
I could understand if he was writing Thomas Wayne as like a crazy person who never makes any sense. Like, I'd be like, okay, that kind of makes sense with all the shit he's been through. He would be a little bit loopy, like with everything he's had to deal with and everything. But it's not like that. Everyone is written like that.
Everyone is written like a crazy person. Everyone is an unreliable narrator, and everyone's motivation is incredibly inconsistent moment to moment.
Yeah.
But what else is new?
Yeah, what else is new? We've got like 2 more issues until like that big issue 75 that keeps being hyped up, which is probably not going to be anything, because was it that issue that got rewritten, or was it the issue before?
I don't know. Also, too, because nothing that was supposed to be big in this series has actually been big or important.
Yeah.
The only thing that's big is the ego of the person talking about it. Also, too, it's like, okay, so we know you had to wrap this up. We know you're done at issue 85. Why was this issue so damn slow and meandering and basically getting people caught up? I think 73 issues in, you're in or you're not at this point.
Well, that's the thing. Like, every couple of issues, that there has to be an issue like this where they catch people up, and I'm like, why? If you're 73 issues in, someone's not just going to jump on and be like, okay, where's the book at now?
Yeah, it's the damnedest thing.
Yeah, it's so strange.
All right, moving on from there. What else would you like to talk about, Matt? I'll let you steer the conversation this week.
What did we have from Marvel this week? I haven't really read a lot of Marvel this week. We had Captain America issue 11.
We did, which was not honestly a lot to talk about. It was an action-centric issue.
Yeah.
Captain America escapes the prison.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see the Americops come back, which I just love to say the word Americop.
Yeah, it's a fun word.
It's very fun, and Captain America gets his heart broken a little bit because he kind of turns all the prisoners into an army to, fight injustice and escape, even though he realizes it's like me fighting alongside all these costume criminals. This is kind of like America teaming up with the Soviets in World War II. But hey, fight with the army you have, not the army you want. And then in the end, he gets betrayed, and he's like, oh, I'm kind of sad now.
Yeah, curse your sudden and inevitable betrayal.
That's literally what it was. And then, he gets picked up by the Daughters of Liberty, and it's like, okay, cool. So, he's free, but now he'll have to run even harder now because he's a fugitive from justice now. Yeah,
and I saw, some upcoming covers. It looks like he goes back to, that stealth suit.
I saw that,
which is really cool. So, it's been, a really cool book, and I like that, I get, I'm sure you do as well, I get comments on my reviews of it. There is this book was too slow. Where's my Captain America? And I'm like, he's right there. He's doing what Captain America should do. Just it's so political thriller stuff.
It's also every other issue in this arc so far was talky and deliberately paced and setting up everything. This was your big action payoff. This is how Ta-Nehisi Coates writes, talky, issue of nothing but nonstop action.
Yeah, and it works so well with this character.
Yeah. I really like what he's doing with it, and I think the powers that be like it too, and I'm interested to see where it goes. What shocks me about it, I don't know if you get this, I'm sure you do, is every issue where the Daughters of Liberty show up, I am forever forced to explain American history to Americans as a Canadian.
Yes.
Was this a team before? Where's this team come from? Why is there no men on this team? It's a reference to the Sons of Liberty from American history. Why do I have to tell you this?
I'm not even living in your country.
Did the Sons of Liberty have female members? No, I guess that's why they flipped it. Isn't it a fun play on words? God damn it. That's not fair, Matt. The Australian and Canadian school system are better in a lot of ways, I guess.
Yeah.
We get world history. You guys just get American history. But it was fun. Not much to talk about. Just it felt it was over very quick.
Yeah. Again, it was just all action.
Yeah, which is nothing wrong with that considering we had such a build-up. What else did we have after that? What else did you want to talk about?
We had the next Black Label book.
Yes,
it's Superman Year One.
It's not a Batman book, but it's written by one of the most famous Batman writers.
Yeah, I actually got. I'm holding up my physical copy at the moment.
Nice.
I bought the physical copy. I'm kind of disappointed though because where I bought it from didn't have any of the John Romita Jr. covers. They had the Frank Miller covers.
Oh, that's
so it's like a shitty cover.
Yeah, Frank. There's a reason he doesn't draw much anymore.
Yeah, but no, the book. I am kind of surprised by it.
Here's the thing. I can admit that it was not my cup of tea, but I can also admit it's the best thing Frank Miller has written in a long time.
Yeah, I went into it thinking, oh my god, what is he gonna because I kept hearing stuff about like alleged gang rape and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh no, what's he doing? And then I read it, I'm like, oh, this is actually quite heartwarming in a way. It's actually Superman.
I wouldn't say heartwarming. It's definitely workmanlike. It's a very workmanlike Superman origin story.
Oh yeah, blue collar Superman.
Which I think is what also turned a lot of people off. Where it's like, oh yeah, Elseworld, new imprint, you can do whatever you want. Oh, you're just telling the story we all know the way we know it, huh? With very few deviations until the very end.
Yeah, oh yeah. Next issue is going to be. I think the next 2 issues are going to be the big deviation.
Which to me, I'm like, man, I wish you started here at the end. Honestly,
it is surprising that I thought this issue would be because I remember seeing like art of like him in like basic combat training and stuff, and I thought like, okay, we're gonna get like the origin of him coming to Earth, and then a couple of pages of like him through school, and then the rest is just gonna be him in the Navy and stuff like that. But no, it was like all about his like school life and how he like joined a group of weirdos and was like telling them how to like protect themselves from the bullies and helping them deal with the bullies and stuff, which is good stuff. But yeah, it's not really new.
Let's talk about those bullies for a second and how they are like, they're basically Stephen King bullies. They're the most over-the-top, small-town evil. They go from beating up kids because they're different to, graffitiing buses, beating up their younger siblings, and then when Superman tries to stop them, beats them up even harder when he's not around, before eventually graduating to attempted gang rape. And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And the parents can't stop them, and the teachers can't stop them because they're just so evil, no one can stop these kids.
See, in the universe this book takes place in, which is the Dark Knight universe, and the amount of times I've had to tell people that, that kind of fits, like that you know, as like they're like super mutants, they're like over the top at everything, kind of fits, as well as it kind of fits in with like the language and stuff they use in the book. It fits in with what Morrison said he was going to base the book mainly on, which is the Fleischer cartoons of the 1940s, so like 1940s-ish speaking, fits with that. It's jarring as hell, but it fits.
It's funny, like, to try and place the time, because no one has cell phones, no one talks about the internet or everything, but it, like, looks modern. Like, I can understand wanting to make it kind of like a book out of time, and also if it is connected to the other Millerverse books, which he always kind of does that anyway, they would need to do that. It's funny. There's a bit when the bullies are trying to talk tough, and they're like, you know, long leg Lana. I'm like, okay, so you're literally just the mutant gang now. You're moments away from chicken leg, slice a dicer.
I wouldn't even be surprised if somehow like these are like the proto super mutants. Like these are the ones that birth the super mutants and stuff like that.
Superman kicks them away to Gotham City, and they're like, hey, let's wear visors and shave our heads.
Yeah, and get weird, like, Cyclops visors and stuff.
That's a great idea. Also, call me the mutant leader now. Okay. But yeah, obviously, of course, everyone's talking about the big attempted gang rape scene. Here's the thing. I thought it was going to be much worse, and then I'm reminded, wait a minute. But then I'm reminded, wait a minute, after the big Batman's dick freak out, a bunch of these books got, delayed and pushed back. Oh my god, it was probably worse at one point.
Oh yeah, there's probably a page out there, like page missing from that. But yeah, I initially thought it was going to be a lot worse than what it was, and was pleasantly surprised it wasn't as worse as that.
What bothers me and what I do think is bad is what happens directly after that, where they're like, oh, what began the Clark Lana romance? Oh, when he saved her from almost being violently sexually assaulted, then she starts swooning instantly. I'm like, oh, Frank, we can tell you're 62 right now, can't we? Oh, we don't do that anymore in literature and in writing anymore. Even Game of Thrones dunks on that kind of trope, and Game of Thrones has a lot of problems when it comes to sexual violence against women, and even they know that's wrong.
The way that it was written was, like I said, it's like stuff that you'd see in like the 1940s or like something like that.
I would not be surprised if we found out that Frank Miller has actually been sitting on this book for years.
Well, see, I wouldn't talk about that because I think he has been sitting on it for years, and I think like this wasn't originally meant to be a Black Label book or some special book. I think this was actually meant to be like when they rebooted the universe. This is just me being like a tinfoil hat, frogs, gay, stuff like that. Conspiracy theorist. This was actually meant to be like a reboot of the main universe Superman.
You're probably not wrong. It definitely feels like that because there's outside that one kind of risque scene that we already talked about, and one racial slur later, which is said by a bully. Mm-hmm. But again, it's the point where it's like that's really all you're really doing to push the label here on Black Label. I expected more insanity from you, Frank Miller. Honestly.
Yeah. There's nothing really in the book that promotes it as a Black Label book. Like they could have just released it how they released Deceased, and it would be exactly, and it would be in a better format. This is the only other Black Label book. Black Last Night on Earth wasn't like this. This is the only Black Label book other than Batman Damned that's in that weird premium font, and it's so fucking annoying to do reviews videos on.
Again, if we may share with you all some first world YouTuber problems. Normally, Matt and I, to help save time, we format our editing programs to, meet the dimensions of your average comic page. When we do a Black Label book, completely throw all that shit out the window and we have to redo everything. It takes us way longer. And then tag on top of that the fact that they're like 60 pages, so the video is longer and you have to work harder on it.
Yeah, my video was like 13 minutes long or something.
Mine was 10, so very close.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous that they chose this format. I guess it's because, like, as they say, it's like prestige format. I'm like, what's really prestige about it?
This very little. Again, the worst thing I can say about this, outside, the objectionable shit with Lana, which was probably worse, but actually wasn't, so I guess that's a weird... I don't fucking know. But yeah, it's the fact that it really does feel like every other Superman origin story you've ever heard. In fact, they touch on things here that I know damn well they did better in other things. Like there's a moment there where Superman is playing football and he uses his powers when he shouldn't. And I couldn't help but think of Superman Earth 1. And I'm like, well, that was a huge sticking point in that book and a few other books where it's like, well, is it cheating if he uses his powers to do this? Is that setting the right example to do these things?
Well, see, that's the problem. Like in that scene, there's like a panel where like Mara and Pa Kent are like looking at each other like they're not impressed with it and everything. So I thought like we're going to get a panel after that where they're like talking to him like, hey, you can't go, showboating and all that stuff because people found out it'll do this. They kind of did that later down the line, but it was so much later that scene didn't make any sense anymore.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. This is a super mixed bag, this book. Again, I didn't think it was particularly good. I thought it only really came alive at the end with the whole, Superman potentially joining the Navy thing, which, again, they don't talk about that near as much as they should, where it's like, whoa, this dude who is unto a god joining a nation's military? How is, A, that fair? B, what's going to be happening when he's asked to kill? What if he doesn't like some of the orders they're giving him? What's just all these what's? And I'm hoping they do explore that.
I hope so too, because this is meant to be the Superman we see in like Dark Knight Returns, who's like a total like government stooge, like a Reagan era like spy basically. And like I want to see him turn into that. Like because at the moment, like how does this kid turn into that?
Yeah, how will Reagan show up? Will the Gipper be a character in this? Hey, Clark, I really liked what you did out there. You want to share a cheeseburger with Reagan? I sure do, sir. Hey, that's nice. I'm an actor.
It's going to be very interesting. I am very happy as well that like, because I was worried that like Miller would put his like politics into the book through Mara and Pa Kent, like what they teach Clark, but they never did.
No, he's shockingly reserved here. Yeah. I imagine we'll see that when we get to the army a little bit. But also, too, here's the thing with Frank Miller's politics. They're hard to place these days, actually. Like, obviously, after Holy Terror, it's like, okay, I see what you believe. And then you, like, read, like, Dark Knight, The Master Race, and it's like, okay, you still believe that, but you also believe other stuff now because like you're also anti-police and you're also anti-internet and you're like you're anti, you kind of pick and choose stuff to make up your political beliefs. You don't just follow one particular thing. It's hard to place crazy Uncle Frank's craziness these days.
It is as well. He's probably got like someone looking over his shoulder, and like in this book I'm pretty sure it's probably John Romita Jr. like just keeping an eye, like not riding that holy Superman, are you, Frank? He's not killing prostitutes, is he?
Can we talk about that too, John Romita? I usually love his art, and I'm a big defender of John Romita Jr.'s art. I think he does violence really well. Boy, I see why he doesn't draw a lot of children. All of his children have a bad case of adult face.
They certainly do. I do appreciate that the book actually looked completed. Like it looked like he spent some time on this, whereas if he was on like a weekly book or like a monthly book, it doesn't, like his art looks really rushed, and especially in like how people like move or like faces and stuff, whereas here it looks like there was actually some thought put into how the human body looks, except for children's heads.
Yeah.
He had big head mode engaged.
They all look like Cupid dolls. They all look like me with my giant.
Maybe that's his thing. It's just like, oh, this is what like makes them cute. Like they're like pop vinyls. They're cute.
The kids love the pop vinyls.
Yeah.
They'll love this too. All right, it's a bold choice, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Yeah, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's a weird choice though, but yeah, it's not as bad as it could be.
Yeah, this is only issue 1 though. You could go off the rails in the next 2 issues.
It could, and like here's the thing, like 1 issue's enough, 60 pages, that's too much. It's not all that interesting. I'm not gonna come back. Okay, maybe I'll come back for Superman in the Navy, if only so I can make a joke where it's like, a man of Navy SEAL. Or some shit like that, just so I can make a stupid joke.
I'm pretty sure someone said that in one of my comments, and I think they meant to say Man of Steel, but they said Man of Seal. I'm like, oh, that if you meant that, that is hilarious.
That's pretty fucking funny, actually. Also, look, I just want to do it so I can just endlessly quote the Village People song, where it's like, and so Clark Kent joined the Navy to defend the motherland in the Navy, in the Navy. Come on and enlist in the Navy, in the Navy. Hey, look, I can say that I met the cowboy from the Village People one time, who still dresses like a cowboy, but like a modern cowboy, like he's updated the costume.
Oh, okay.
It's like, look, obviously I'm gonna walk around as a cowboy for every speaking engagement I do, but I'm not gonna look stupid while I'm dressed as a cowboy. Give me some respect. I mean, come on. Like, I respect you, cowboy from the Village People. It was London Comic-Con, actually. I forget what the other guy was. If it was the construction worker or what it was, but they had the table across from me.
That's so strange that they would be going to Comic-Cons. That's so weird.
I mean, they've basically been playing dress-up and being superheroes for
true.
years.
That's true. That is very true.
And the power of having one-hit wonder, Matt, all you need is one hit, and you can just ride the success of that forever. That's what I want, Matt. Just one hit for this show that we can ride forever.
Like the guy who's doing it with that breathtaking line that got said to him.
Oh, yeah, that guy's milking it hard. Respect, but also respect. I can't talk too much shit about you, because if that was me, I'd totally do it. I would be the Bart Simpson. I didn't do it, boy. I would just do it until you all hated it. Yeah, that was Superman Year 1, a mixed bag.
Yeah.
What else did we want to talk about? This was another short one and another Marvel one. Guardians wrapped up its first arc this week.
It certainly did.
Yeah, another mostly action-packed one until the very end, where they actually started wrapping up quite a few hanging story and plot threads from Infinity Wars, which I appreciated.
Yeah, the series that finished months ago. That apparently as well, they had that. I stopped reading it because it was good, but it was just so like tedious, and there's that Wolverine Infinity Watch. I'm like, I don't care about this. Like, it should be cool, but I don't care. But yeah, it's intriguing that they're still wrapping stuff up from this series.
It's true, and that Donny Cates does a really good job writing stuff that other people started writing. Basically, the big takeaway is, hey, Gamora, I did everything to try and protect you when they all thought you were corrupted by Thanos' influence. Are you really going to kill your Uncle Eros when he was manipulated like everyone thought you were? And she's like, yep.
Yeah, yep, stab.
Yep, stab. He would want it this way. And Star-Lord's like, okay, I mean, I guess. Kind of makes you a bit of a hypocrite, but all right.
Yeah, and in doing so, it produces an undercooked Thanos. I got a good laugh at it because it reminded me of that scene from that movie Ted where they put his stuffing back in and he acts like retarded because he put it in wrong because he's like slurring his words and everything.
He looks like he's got a little Parkinson's.
Yeah.
I am the Mad Titan, and like he's not quite purple. It's not all there yet.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, can this be Thanos going ahead?
Yeah,
just a dumb Thanos.
I would actually like that, just really dumb Thanos. like he still tries to do all the same evil plans, but they're really dumb.
Yeah, and the heroes like feel sorry for them, like, hey, we'll fight him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is kind of our fault. I will gather the Infinity Stones, and what he's gonna do, just shoves them up his nose. Oh no, they don't go there.
Yeah, no, Thanos, no.
Oh man, he should be in a home. This guy, it's just tedious. I mean, it's our fault, but seriously, I like, obviously because he's only half a Thanos, he's not nearly as strong. So Beta Ray Bill kills him in one hit.
Yeah, I like that as well. I thought that was pretty cool.
Then they seek to imply that they basically destroy, if not all of Nowhere, a huge chunk of Nowhere.
Yeah, a huge chunk.
So again, shaking up the status quo, you're not going to be seeing No More anymore heading into the future.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least they're going to have to rebuild it. And then, we have the whole, we did pretty good as a team. Who's going to stick around on this new Guardians team? And Gladiator and Nova fuck off. They're like, no, we want to get our own books at some point. Can't be members on this team and get our own books. But they keep Beta Ray Bill. They keep Phi Lavelle and Moondragon from the other universe. Which I wonder if they're going to bring that up, the fact that they're technically not from here.
Yeah. They haven't brought that out. I remember when that came out in Infinity that was like a really cool idea with them coming over to this universe and getting stuck here. So yeah, I imagine that's got to be an arc with them like wanting to go home or something.
Cosmic Ghost Rider they don't get to keep around because Cosmic Ghost Rider gets killed as they think he's a traitor. But don't worry, he's technically already dead, so he just goes to hell and gets to meet the original Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Johnny Blaze, who's the king of hell at the moment.
Still, even though despite the fact Mephisto keeps showing up in a bunch of other books doing devilish business.
And Johnny Blaze is the real king, and he just lets this guy think he's got nothing else. What's Mephisto got if he doesn't have that?
If he just lets them think he's running things, and they're like, hey, you want to see what happened next year? Go read Avengers in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that arc. That looks really cool.
I feel that was Jason Aaron be like, hey, Donnie, pass me the ball. Pass me Cosmic Ghost Rider. I want to do a thing.
Yeah, I want to use this really awesome character.
All right, Jason, go long. I killed him and sent him to hell, but it's fine because he's quasi-immortal. And then the big thing being like, all right, we have a brand new team going into the future, but where's Rocket Raccoon?
Yeah, I'm really glad that they kind of touched on it in that last issue before the annual, where they went to his planet. You never saw him; you only saw little glimpses of his hermit house. And then apparently they're going to talk about it now, and I'm interested to find out.
Same, they seem to be playing very coy. Is he dead? Did he betray the team? Did he retire? What's going on?
Yeah.
I think Rocket is...
Go ahead.
I said I think Rocket is such a consummate moneymaker, especially in the movies. I don't think they would kill him off. They might not have him on the team, but I don't think they'd kill him off. If I had to guess, I'm going to say he started a new happy suburban life with his girlfriend who is an otter.
Yeah, they would have done something like that, and then something's going to happen to force him to come back to the team. She's got to die or something.
Or especially because they were implying this week via the trade there that Marvel might be looking at Lady Gaga to play Lila the Space Otter.
Oh, jeez.
Which would be kind of hilarious, but also very much on brand for Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
The real question, though, is who gets to play the third part of that love triangle, Black Jack O'Hare. And Jack Black is Jack Black O'Hare.
Bradley Cooper can just play that role as well.
Oh, that would be funny because he's just playing Evil Rocket.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that. Just turns it up to 11.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Blackjack O'Hare would make a perfect, if not full villain for the Guardians, at least a good, henchman, taser face minor villain.
Yeah, do a full villain so you'd be like, hey, they're fighting this rabbit. Like an actual rabbit.
That's a great reveal. They take off the mask and it's like, oh, who was behind all of this? It's Blackjack O'Hare. It's another talking animal.
Yeah, and then Thor sees him and calls him a raccoon and not a rabbit.
That would be funny. It's like, oh, rabbit. Really, dude? Really? Come on. That's right, because our third Guardians movie, we're going to have frickin' Thor in it. We're going full Asgardians. But yeah, this Guardians of the Galaxy book was good. Not a hell of a lot to talk about, just a satisfying conclusion to the arc.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. What else did you have? I had two more.
We had Justice League issue 26.
Indeed we did. We did have some Justice League.
Yeah, so this is the aftermath of Lex Luthor's offer to the world. We got John Jones doing his detective thing and trying to hunt down the fabled man in a cloak who's giving people things they want, everything they've wanted.
He's basically being evil Willy Wonka and being like, here's your golden ticket for mayhem.
Basically, yeah. And while he's doing that, he's kind of gone rogue since the Justice League need him, but he won't reply to any of their communications or anything. He's busy doing this. While that's going on, Superman and the rest of the Justice League go to the Hall of Heroes, or House of Heroes, to meet with all of the multiverse's versions of the Justice League, including Earth 2. Earth 2 was in there.
I loved that they were there. I'm like, thank you, someone, for remembering these characters exist.
Thank you, James Tynion.
That was a really nice touch. We get so many there. We get like Batman Beyond, but not like the Batman Beyond that's going on now. Like clearly the Batman Beyond from the cartoon, and like so many great, the Vampire universe, the Cowboy universe,
Kingdom Come universe, all those really good stuff.
They're all there, all the Warriors.
Yeah, and the Prime Universe Justice League basically explain what's been going on in the last couple of issues to them, and the universe is like rotting and falling to doom, and it's happening to the multiverse. So what the other universes can do to help is try and locate the Monitor and Anti-Monitor.
Who exists somewhere in the multiverse.
Yeah, they're like lost in the multiverse, or they're hiding or something. So one that's really cool, because that means we're probably going to get more multiversal like teams as well in this. And
I'm fine by that.
I'm fine by that. I also like the line where it's like, oh shit, we're going to get all these teams like teaming up. This is going to be awesome. And then like Superman says like, I know you guys can't help us out because your universes are going through similar things. I'm like, oh, God damn it. Show it. Give us an Earth 2 book.
Yeah, I'm fine with the tie-in, but I do appreciate them being like, look, you know what? They got to handle their own shit. The destruction of the Source Wall affected everybody.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah, our bad, everyone. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted. It's all good.
Gotta give us a mulligan on this one.
And while they're doing that, we got Kendra and Mera back at the Hall of Justice, training up like all the young heroes and trying to locate the Legion of Doom in their universe or in other dimensions. All this really cool stuff is sort of starting to come together.
It was nice to get some little side stories here. It's like, and here's the room where we put all the super scientists, and here's the room where we put all the detectives, and here's Hawkman and Black Canary beating the shit out of the shitty Teen Titans to make them tougher.
Yeah. What I found really weird was that Kendra didn't, like, talk with Hawkman. I'm like, you two really should, like, converse. Like, Hawkman's been through a lot in his solo books, so you should probably talk.
It is funny that they're in the same room and it's just like, nope, no Taki at all.
Yeah. So, and then Manhunter locates like this house that this man in the cloak went to, and we obviously know it as the Luthor house, and we know that the man in the cloak is Lex Luthor, and John's kind of finds that out, and he knows Luthor is in the house because he can sense something, but he doesn't know who it is. And he finds out who it is, and it's Lionel Luthor, who's somehow still alive.
Yes, which is shocking too, especially because we now know, given the retconned history of Lex and John, that they're all kind of tied together by Lionel Luthor, and he was made to forget and had his mind wiped and everything, but he seemingly has it back now. Yeah,
he knows who Manhunter is because obviously when Manhunter was just a child, he was taken to Earth by Lionel, so they have a history. So yeah, and they're gonna fight, I guess.
He basically says, I created you.
Yeah, looking forward to that next issue. I wonder if James Tynion's going to deal with that stuff or whether Scott Snyder's going to deal with that.
I forget that Tynion comes in and writes it and that they switch back and forth, which is probably the best thing for it and why the book stays so fresh and so consistent.
I went through the whole book without realizing it was James Tynion. That's how well he's able to like complement Scott Snyder's stuff and vice versa.
I should just say the writing team now, so I'm never wrong. I keep being wrong.
Yeah, who's writing this one? I can't remember because it's all so good.
I'm tired of being wrong. But yeah, Justice League continues to be one of the most consistently great books at DC. One of the last few consistently great books in this era, sadly.
Yep.
But yeah, that one was tops. That one was good. I had Iron Man this week. This is the finale of Gail Simone's little War of Realms 2-pack.
I haven't read this issue. I've read the first Gail Simone one, though.
This one continues to be solid. She finds a lot of really great material out of, hey, what if Iron Man fought a Norse dragon?
Yeah, awesome.
It's great too because she plays upon this whole Tolkien-y thing where it's like the dragon's not just a dragon, the dragon is incredibly greedy.
Okay, so he's Smaug.
He's Smaug, and he hates Tony because he's so rich, and Malekith's like, oh, well, he's a king of men, a man of iron, with more gold than anyone else in all the realms, and the dragon's like, fuck that guy. I hate his guts. And then, like, you know, when he can't beat Iron Man, he goes to the stock exchange, and it's like, I hear there is more wealth here than in all the multiverse. And a hobo guy's like, yeah, man, they got like trillions of dollars there. I used to be a day trader before I got hooked on the smack. And Saturine the dragon's like, give me your money. It's like, dude, it's all like stocks and bonds and shit. There's no gold. There's no gold behind our money, man. It's not like liquid. He's like, you have angered Saturine. Give me all your wealth. And you know, Tony, he's infected now with like a magic curse, which is like turning his armor into like a King Arthur suit of armor.
Yeah, I saw like on the end of that, like his suit was becoming infected with like magic.
The idea being that the dragon is such a powerful eldritch creature that even just being around it affects technology.
Cool.
And you think like, ooh, is Tony going to have to master magic to, you know, defeat it? He tries, and then when he's like, this is stupid, this is bullshit, he just brings out his Mark I armor.
That's awesome.
He's like, this is my most analog armor. It doesn't actually connect to the internet, so I can't get your stupid magic virus.
That's cool.
Let's just fight with our fists. And then he does, and then he wins. And I'm like, that's pretty slick.
Nice.
And because it's Gail Simone too, you know, she draws all these great parallels between Tony and the dragon, and Tony wanting to drink again. And he's like, you know, basically, I have my own dragon sickness. I have my own curse that I'm dealing with. And the fact is, this dragon kind of had my number on a bunch of things. And I need to try and work better. The worst thing about this series is that it's done in two. I'm like, oh, you could easily have kept telling this story.
Yeah, I thought she was going to take the book for a little bit longer than that. Than just like a war. Like, so why couldn't Dan Slott do that?
Or Jim Zub, because Jim Zub co-writes. Well, probably because Dan Slott had Fantastic Four and Jim Zub had Champions that already had their own tie-ins that had to be dealt with, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, the tie-in for the Fantastic Four one wasn't really anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I actually put the review up of that. It's just like, it's like the latter half of the issue. The first half is just like them getting acclimated to Yancey Street and having a big party, and then like Malekith's forces attack, and they're attacking Yancey Street because of the signal booster thing on the roof of the Fantastic Four building. They want to shut that down because of the big media blackout that Roxxon have put on. So yeah, they end up just destroying the Fantastic Four, destroy the tower, and the street's just like left alone.
I mean, I'm not going to complain. I was happy to read a Gail Simone book again, and she's really good on this. I hope this leads to more Marvel work for her. I know she had Domino and Hot Shots for a little bit, which I sadly had to drop off on, not because I didn't like it, but just because I had too much to read. I like that first issue she did. She is a really cool voice for Tony Stark. Very much so. And also, too, completely took what Zub and Slott were doing and ran with it and had it made sense and really tied it into the events of War of Realms. And I'm like, this is how you write a good tie-in. Yeah. Actually feel like the story continue, not stop, so we can do Viking stuff. Yeah. But yeah, that was a solid one. I like that one. Cool. I had one more issue. Right on. I had Star Wars issue 67, which is the ending of Kieran Gillen's run on the book. Hot damn. Yes, and this last run like encompassed everything he's done in this book, as well as everything he's done in that Darth Vader book he rewrote. That's right, I forgot about that. We're back on Shoturin, the planet he invented for the Darth Vader run. The rebels are trying to blow it up and all that sort of stuff. They bring the partisans, which Saw Gerrera's people from Rogue One. That's right. And the rebels who are more hardcore rebels. Yeah, and they show how hardcore they are, whereas Leia just wanted to destroy the planet a little bit and kind of ruin its economic value to the Empire. They're like, fuck that, we're going to blow up the whole planet for what they did to Jeddah. Damn Saw. And yeah, these guys try to do that, and Leia has to try and convince them not to, and she manages to do that by saying like, doing this makes you no better than the Empire, and they agree with that, and they don't end up blowing it up. They end up just like blowing up the part they were meant to, so the planet's like basically worthless now to the Empire.
last issue, Queen Trios, the character invented for the Darth Vader book, she ended up getting killed by Leia, in a way that Leia didn't want to kill her but had to. And yeah, this issue just ends with them blowing up the spike thing and then leaving the planet, and they immediately get another mission, which is they have to find a new rebel base, and they get given a list of planets, and Hoth is one of those planets.
Of course it is.
And yeah, so going into Greg Pak's run, they have to go and look for planets, basically. All these different planets they have to go to and find one that's a suitable base.
It's like house hunting, Star Wars style.
Yeah, pretty much. Is no, this one's not good. Got a big living room, and this Hoth one, it's nice and cold.
Now that's a parody there, where it's like, okay, so all right, so we have a group of plucky young space rebels who are looking for a place to run their operation. Ooh, but they have a lot of demands. It needs a hyperport. Oh, it needs a refresher by the exit. Oh, it needs, it needs a good access to kyber crystals there. Oh, that's gonna be rough. Oh, it also needs to be in a good school system. Can we find it? We'll find out.
That's exactly what it's probably going to be like. But the one thing I really liked about this issue, there's this moment between Han and like the Benthic, the leader of the partisans, and those two have had a run in before because she was part of Enfys Nest's Cloud Rider gang from Solo. So she was in the Solo film. And Han knew that and said, like, you were with these people who were actually trying to set up the rebellion and do something good. Like, what happened? Like, why are you like a radical now? And the woman's answer is just like, the galaxy changed, so I did as well. And Han's like, I don't believe that. Like, people can change and still be the same, and you can be whatever you want to be, and that sort of stuff. And I'm like, oh, that's nice of Han doing that sort of stuff when he had to have that exact same conversation with other people.
Yeah, that is nice. That is a cool touch.
Yeah, but it was a good comic. I'm looking forward to what Greg Pak's doing, and the art's finally going to get good because it's Phil Noto doing the art.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta get. You always tell me all these cool Star Wars stories. I'm like, man, that sounds good. That sounds like something I'd like to read. I should read that.
They're also good. I caught up on Dr. Aphra as well, and at the moment she's like testing like a sniper rifle that works on lightsaber tech that shoots like lightsaber bolts, and they're playing, and the Imperials are trying to get it while the Rebels are trying to make it into a super weapon to snipe Emperor Palpatine on Coruscant and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool.
I like that book is still going strong. I wonder if they ever plan to turn that into anything, because that sounds like that could be a Disney Plus show right away.
I want a Disney Plus. She so deserves it. She's such a cool character because she's so likable, but at the same time, she's such a shitty person.
Would you say she's probably the biggest success as far as it comes to like new Disney era characters that they've created?
I would say so. Yeah. Probably between like her and like Kanan.
Yeah, Kanan's really good too. Yeah, those are two strong ones for new characters that they created.
Yeah, they're two of the best ones because they've had so much done with them.
Indeed, they have. So yeah, is that everything, Matt, for this week? Is that everything we've done? Is that everything logged?
That is everything.
Well, alrighty then. So we'll start bringing the show to a close then. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, favorite, do all that social media jazz. Comment down in the comments section. We always love to hear from our fans, and more importantly, helps drive engagement too. So you win, I win, everybody wins.
Yeah.
Next week, we will be doing a commentary. It will be Spider-Man related. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep it a secret. We're gonna do Into the Spider-Verse next week, everyone. It makes perfect sense because I'm going away, so it's good to log a nice commentary in there. Into the Spider-Verse is coming to Netflix next week as well. So the timing couldn't be better. And also, hey, it's a week before Far From Home, so there you go. You get your Spider-Man content all in there. It's going to be a ton of fun. Join me and Matt. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, and at the same time, you'll probably be able to check out my Far From Home review because I think I'm going to be seeing it a couple of hours before we actually record our commentary.
Good shit. Hey, should we try and do that live over Twitch or something? Because obviously I have a new, better, stronger computer. Do you think that's something we could try over Twitch? A watch along with the fans?
We could give that a try.
We could give it a little shot ski, see how that goes.
Yeah.
I worry about too much volume in the background. Maybe getting us caught or whatever. But people do it. I think it should be okay.
Yeah, you should just like turn the subtitles on. You're all good.
Yeah, that means you could actually watch the movie with us. You could be part of the fun. You can be in the comment section. Matt and I will be lurking there, talking to you, talking to us, talking to everybody. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
Be a good time. And yeah, we're doing that next week because I'm unsure about the show the following week because obviously I'm going away and I'm going to be gone on a Sunday, so we're not going to be able to record. But hopefully, if we don't do a show, then I will try and rush my actual con video so that can be up at Wednesday at 8 so everyone can watch it.
Cool.
And I'll actually have a panel too, so maybe I'll put the panel up as well and people can watch that in place of the podcast.
Sounds good.
So yeah, there you go, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. As always, if you're a patron, you get to listen to this first before anyone else. You can listen to it for as little as $1 a month. And oh crap, I'm glad I remembered. Colin Shepard, who is our newest $10 patron, wanted me to give him a shout out. And that's just the sort of thing you can do when you're a patron. What the fuck happened to my voice there? That is, God, it's like tongue tie, but the weirdest kind of tongue tying happened.
You say
I became Paul Lynde for a second.
Yeah.
Give me some of those crocodiles. But yes, that's just the sort of thing you can do when you become a patron. Thank you, Colin. Thank you, all the other patrons. You help keep the lights on here. You help keep the show in an RSS feed where people can download it over on SoundCloud, on iTunes. Much appreciated. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, thank you, Colin.
Yes. Anything else to say, Matt? Anything else to promote? Anything else?
Not really. I just put up a special issue part of my Superman and Media video focusing on Krypton, since that's now returned for season 2. So you can go check that out on my channel.
Indeed, it has. It has Lobo in it,
and it is awesome.
Well, alrighty then. So on that note, everyone, thank you so much for listening. We will be back again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.